A family feud explodes in Judge Judy's courtroom, but the case isn't what it seems. A young man sues his fiance's brother-in-law for violating a restraining order, but the lawsuit is so bizarre, it falls apart in minutes. That's when Judge Judy asks a simple question they can't answer. Who pays for your life? What follows is a brutal takedown of two unemployed young adults living on food stamps. The interrogation is so intense, it echoes a real-life case where testimony on Judy justice led to actual felony charges for food stamp fraud. In one of her most memorable takedowns, Judge Judy Scheindlin presides over a case that starts as a petty dispute but quickly morphs into a blistering audit of personal responsibility. The plaintiff is Joshua, who is suing his fiance's brother-in-law, Matthew, for allegedly violating a restraining order. On the other side is the defendant, Matthew, who is there with his wife. Caught in the middle is Joshua's 19-year-old fiancée, Molly, who is also Matthew's sister-in-law. The tension is thick. The restraining order stems from a previous physical assault. But the legal claim becomes a footnote when Judge Judy starts digging into the couple's lifestyle, uncovering a life of unemployment and government assistance that pushes her to her breaking point. The case begins with Joshua, the plaintiff, explaining his complaint. He claims Matthew violated a restraining order by showing up at the casino where Joshua had recently started working. Judge Judy looks over her glasses, immediately skeptical. She turns to Joshua. "Sir, did you know that he was a regular at the casino before you took the job there?" Joshua shifts, cornered. "Yes, Your Honor, I knew he went there sometimes." The trap is set. "So," the judge says, leaning forward, "you were scared to leave your house because of this man. Yet you took a job at a place you knew he frequented? You abused the system." The case is already on shaky ground. The restraining order exists because Matthew previously assaulted Joshua. But why? Judge Judy learns it was because Matthew believed Joshua and Molly had stolen money from a slot machine in his home. Judge Judy's attention snaps to Molly. "Did you take money from his slot machine?" After a moment, Molly admits it. "Yes, I took $40, she says, claiming it was a miscommunication with her mother about money she was owed. With the theft now admitted, the restraining order case looks less like a man seeking protection and more like a bizarre form of revenge. Judge Judy knows the real story isn't about the casino at all. Realizing Joshua's lawsuit is going nowhere, Judge Judy pivots. The real fireworks are about to begin. She turns her piercing gaze to the defendants, 19-year-old Molly and her fiancé Joshua. "Ma'am," Judge Judy begins, her tone deceptively calm. "This is the family you're choosing. Tell me, where do you live?" Molly, looking overwhelmed, answers quietly. "I live with Joshua and an older woman who's like a grandma to us." "Are you working, ma'am?" "No, Your Honor." "No? You're 19. Are you in school?" Molly seems to think this is her trump card. "Yes, I'm in an online school, the Minnesota Virtual High School." Judge Judy's eyes flicker with disbelief. "Online high school. I see. And you, sir?" she says, locking eyes with Joshua. "Are you working?" "No, Your Honor," Joshua says. "I'm currently applying for disability." The courtroom falls silent. This is the moment the entire case turns on its head. The flimsy restraining order complaint is forgotten. Disability for what? Judge Judy asks, her voice sharp with skepticism. Judge Judy puts down her pen. "The lecture is coming. Let me get this straight," she says, her voice rising. "You are 19 years old," she points at Molly, "living in someone else's house, not working, and taking online high school. And you," she turns to Joshua, "are also not working and waiting for a disability check. So, I have a simple question. Who pays for all of this? Who buys your food? Your clothes? Your cell phones?" They exchange a nervous glance. Finally, Molly mumbles the answer. "We get food stamps. EBT from the county." It's the answer Judge Judy was waiting for. "Of course you do," she says, dripping with scorn. "The taxpayers. People who get up every morning, get their kids ready for school, go to jobs they don't always like, and break their backs for 40 hours a week. They pay for you to sit at home in a house that isn't yours, with your fiancé who is also doing nothing, so you can pretend to go to school online. Does that seem fair?" Molly shrinks. "I'm trying." "Trying what?" Judge Judy fires back. "You're coasting. This isn't a plan, it's a disaster. You have no job, no skills, and you're attached to a man who is going nowhere and has a history of violence. Beauty fades, dumb is forever. Judge Judy's frustration isn't just for show. It shines a light on a real issue with severe consequences. In a separate, documented case on her new show, Judy Justice, her questioning had life-altering results. Two Milwaukee women, Katrina Weems and Javala Elams, appeared in a suit over a car sale. During the hearing, Judge Judy's interrogation led them to admit on national television that they were illegally buying and selling food stamp benefits. After the episode aired, Wisconsin law enforcement was alerted. Based on their televised testimony, an investigation was launched, and both women were hit with felony charges for welfare fraud. That case is a stark reminder that what's said in her courtroom isn't just for ratings. It can lead to real criminal prosecution. Back in the courtroom, the verdict on the restraining order has become a mere formality. The real judgment has already been delivered. Judge Judy looks from Joshua to Matthew, her expression one of utter disappointment. "I've heard enough," she declares. "As for your claims, sir," she says to Joshua, "you took a job at a casino knowing the defendant was a regular customer. You abused the system. Your case is dismissed." She then turns her full attention back to Molly and Joshua, who seem to think they've somehow won. They are mistaken. "The judgment I'm rendering has little to do with your case," she continues, her voice low and powerful. "What I see here are two able-bodied young people who have chosen to contribute nothing, not to society, not to your family, and not to yourselves. You have no ambition, no direction, and no shame. Sir, you are not disabled. You are enabled. You are enabled by a system you are happily milking dry, a system paid for by the hard work of others." She looks directly at Molly, her tone softening almost imperceptibly, shifting from anger to a final, desperate plea. "And you're 19. Your life is just beginning, and you're throwing it away. My advice is to wake up. This man is a dead end. This lifestyle is a dead end. Get a job. Do something. Make something of yourself before it's too late. We're done here." The gavel strikes, echoing the finality of her words. Judge Judy's justice is often about more than the law. It's a fierce defense of personal responsibility. What do you think? Was the judge's verbal lashing out of line, or was her brutal honesty the wake-up call this couple needed? Tell us your opinion in the comments. And if you want more unforgettable moments of courtroom justice, don't forget to like and subscribe. In the post-case interview, the division between the family is clearer than ever. Joshua, defiant after losing his case, speaks to the camera. "She didn't get it. I filed that restraining order for a reason. He shouldn't have been there." Beside him, Molly looks shaken, her confidence gone. "I don't know," she says, avoiding the camera. She made some points. It's a lot to think about. Matthew, the defendant who won, feels vindicated. "I'm just glad she saw the truth. It was never about him being scared of me. It was about him trying to use the system. She saw right through it, and that's all that matters." In the end, Joshua's case was dismissed, but the real verdict was delivered long before the gavel fell. It was a judgment on a lifestyle and a warning shot fired at anyone who thinks they can navigate life without accountability. Thanks for watching.